Hello, this is Lauren Baker from Search Engine Journal, and today I found out that Google Maps and the Google Street View team has openly invaded the private property which I am a resident on, and they have ignored no trespassing signs, they have ignored no soliciting signs, and they have entered private lanes, which I and other residents are owners of, which are clearly marked as being private lanes belonging to a private community where no businesses or no solicitation are allowed whatsoever. No businesses beyond the Postal Service, UPS, or FedEx are allowed to enter the property without the permission of a resident. And where I live, we have the legal right to stop and retain any trespassers. Not even the ice cream man enters the community. The ice cream man stops outside of the community, plays his music, and attracts the children to sell ice cream to. But Google, they think they're better than the ice cream man. They think that they can enter any private community in the United States which has open signage stating that it is private property or there's no trespassing. So let's see here. The Google Street View car was on Lake Caraway, and they decided to take a turn onto a piece of property that is specifically posted as being private property. These blue signs here on the street sign mean that this is a private lane. There is signage along the street saying that this is the entrance to a private community. There is no trespassing or soliciting whatsoever. There is no trespassing by businesses allowed in the community whatsoever. No through traffic. Here's another sign. But the Google Street View team more or less has, no, not more or less, but they have ignored the private property and no trespassing ordinances, and decided to come into our private community and film every nook and cranny that they can. They have documented all the vehicles in the area, who is home during certain times, the license plate numbers of the vehicles, and basically they have broken our legal rights as property owners. And more or less our civil rights to have some kind of privacy on our community-owned property, which has banned businesses from entering. So we see that Google Street View has not only gone through one lane of the property, but multiple lanes of the property, taking turns to film every single nook and cranny that they can, in an effort to, I guess, benefit the world as a whole. But as they're benefiting the world as a whole, they are breaking individuals' rights. And clearly, I've had issues here on the property myself where I've seen different businesses or individuals soliciting or entering the area, and I've had to stop and block them off and inform them to leave the property because they are breaking the law. And as property owners, we have every right whatsoever to restrain the Google Street View car or any other business which happens to break our rights as property owners, and call the police. We can prosecute trespassers in the area. This is for the safety of the residents. This is Florida, where a lot of the residents are a little bit older, and also for children and pets in the area, so they're not hit by speeding cars that go through. And as we know, we've seen that Google Street View has broken the speed limit from time to time. So we're going through the area here, and you'll see that this is a condo area. I'm currently living here until the dream house is complete. Hint, hint. And Google has gone through and filmed. They've actually filmed my vehicle, the FJ Cruiser, parked here. That means I was in the condo working while Google drove through. And if I had known that Google was going through that day, I would have had one hell of a time stopping the car, blocking the car and interviewing the driver and wanting to know why they are breaking private property laws, why they are breaking no trespassing ordinances. And Google, or whoever the contracting company is that drove through here, they're literally putting their drivers at risk because of that reason. They are breaking private property laws. Residents of this property can restrain the driver. They can use force to restrain the driver and place him under citizen's arrest, more or less, for trespassing until the police come through. Now, surely I'm not going to do anything like that, but there are people that will, and there are people that have done that in my community. So, why is Google doing this? Why can't they follow no trespassing rules? Is every single private property owner across the United States and beyond expected to search for their property address in Google and then opt out of the system? Can Google drive on our yards? Can they drive in our driveways? Can they photograph every single piece of our private property? No, they can't. We've seen lawsuits against Google. We've seen cities, private communities issue bans against Google and other companies from filming them, yet Google continues to ignore this issue. And they're putting us at risk, and they're invading our privacy. And I've never had an issue with Google privacy. I love the fact that they profile me and my online traffic records. I love the fact that I'm having ads served to me that are based upon the sites that I visit, or based upon whether or not I'm a male and whether or not I love Pearl Jam. And I love all of this stuff about Google, but I hate the fact that they are ignoring no trespassing ordinances. They are invading privacy of residents and private property owners across the United States, and they are getting away with breaking the law, more or less, here when others cannot. So this is Lauren Baker again for Search Engine Journal, and yeah, this is a little video rant, but it goes to show that there's an issue going on with Google Street View here, and that needs to be taken care of. Thank you, goodbye, and good night.